Yes, madam. Yeah, guys, that's the story for me today. So obviously after the session, yeah, I'll be solving some issue, yeah, but
Back to trouble. Back to drama. After the session,
ah,
back to drama. I never ending drama.
yeah, back to drive. It's just that me, I trust myself like face to face. Hey, this thing of phone calls, it gives people power, but imagine it's much better when it's like face to face.
Face to
Everyone is.
face to face. You can stand for yourself.
Yeah, I face to face. No, I trust myself. Like, yeah, I can stay. Hey, but phone call, that's why I don't like the even WhatsApp. I do use WhatsApp, but when it's come to relationships, I normally use phone calls because WhatsApp, I know that hey, I'm a fighter. There's a lot of them. So phone call, yeah. When someone texts you, I call them. I see your text, both team. Yeah. Okay. Kunje, what we were looking at? Gold. Gold. Actually, we'll use the first 30 since like we're recording, and then another last remaining to put things together. So before we continue, I think we're going to use this and get my okay. Yeah, guys. Last I don't know, it's like last 3 days or something. Um, we experienced something about this Zoom thing, so I couldn't continue with the sessions. Yeah, but today when I check, because I did like try whatever, so I think it worked because the logo said say license, because normally it say basics if you didn't pay. So now it say license, and I did try it. So far I think it's okay, it's working. Um, last week I mentioned something, and not last week, man, last few days, and even this week actually, I had things that I didn't finish. There's a lot of things that I didn't finish, but I need to make sure that I'm done with it. Another one actually is done. It's just that there's only one thing I need to add from other document, just put it to be like one document, because it's just like many of these documents. So I was trying to keep them like simple as possible, because some of them, hey, just like long thing. But some of other things I just feel like are not that like necessary. So this week, why I keep on saying last week? This week, the last session, the one that we didn't record, we were talking about the plan, the idea of a plan, and also having a structured system, because most of the tradings, it's based on, you must create like a system that you can follow, because if you don't have a system, then you have nothing to follow, then it's a problem. You can be in the market every now and then. So the best thing is like creating something that you can follow. So I did like a couple of examples. One of them was we're talking about the risk management, managing a trade also, and the balance. I can say risk and then balance. So your RR mostly is based on the setup that you normally take, because some other setup it's just like target. And another one is like there's a noise, man. Noise. Okay. Yeah. So the RR, then the risk management, the balance. So the setup you choose, at least I've said in the beginning, even like when we start, that me I prefer 1:3 minimum. If I'm risking $10, I'm expecting $30. But now we have a better system whereby we can like targeting more than 1:2, at least 10. Much better. Then your risk management also will come from the balance. So if your risk is 3%, you need to understand that probably more than how many trades? Yeah, but then 10% we have 3 trades, three. Yeah, but there's many trades that you can lose before like you blow the whole account. But if you have 50%, you can't blow the account risking 3%, because it means that half of the trade will balance back, the other 50 have lost, and then the last remaining, because it's 1:3, the last remaining one will balance this one, then the last remaining one will be like a profit. So with the 50% winning rate, you can still make money, even if you do any challenges like FTMO, my Forex fund, funding talent, anything with the 50%, you can still make it. And I think I still have a video or something, those who haven't watched the video where I was showing, because I remember it was last year, the funding talent account that I was passing. Sometimes I'll have a 38% win rate, but my losses were like small, keep them short. Then the wins were like long, which means the wins would be like $100, and then the losses you find is like $18, $28. I remember there was time whereby biggest losses were around like $38 per position, and then the wins maybe like 180, 150. So that's a good like RR. So the problem again with the psychology is that I don't know why people guys, if you're taking a challenge, for example, you need to keep going. Like it doesn't matter whether you're winning or you're losing, but as long as you know that you need to put like 20 trades before you blow, and your win rate is 50%, you just have to keep on doing the very same thing over and over and over again. At the end of the day, you'll realize that you have passed the challenge. But if maybe you make one loss, then you think about a lot of things, you want to change this and this and this and this, then that's where the problem like starts. And again, as I've said, like this year, one of my goals this year is to document like everything. I know like this week, there's other things I didn't do, but it's something that I'll question myself like tomorrow, check the list and see like what's happening, and trying to fix whatever that I was supposed to do over the weekend, just to punish myself like by tomorrow or like Sunday early, making sure that everything that I was supposed to do like midweek, I need to complete them. So next week, I can have a new goals. Because if I didn't write anything down, it's easy to take things that I was supposed to do this week and do them next week. So guys, close your, yeah. So there's something that I want to do, and there's other things also. I was speaking to my other friend. He's having a $20,000 account. So we're speaking, and then first trades this week. Yeah, he made about like $500. So in my mind, I was like, hey man, if you are consistent with this one, not saying every day, but with the risk and everything, possible to achieve this thing. Maybe Monday, maybe if Tuesday there's nothing, can do it on Wednesday, Thursday, maybe 3 times a week. That's $1.5. So in SA, hey, this is a lot of money. I think it's plus 20K. Weekly. So while we were talking about this, I also noticed something in my mind. I was like, yo, especially me with other friend of mine, the whole idea is always like go for always bigger accounts. Because me, I think the smallest account I did was last year, was the funding talent one. I think it was 25K. But the rest, guys, yeah, that's 23,125. So that's a weekly amount. It's a weekly. So that was the smallest, but most of the account I've been doing is like 100K. And then somehow, not to say, I feel like I just need to have maybe other account I can play with, just to target like small thing. Because over the years I've realized that the more we do things, sometimes we catch other habit of like risking too much, of going big and all those things, and then some of the discipline, they just like vanish along the way. So this year I was like, I want to get back some of the discipline and other things. So I'll let's say you option for this one. Still, you can still like, because if you can check, if you're trading maybe in Nasdaq or what, you're scalping, guys, from this account, it's easy to make like $300, to be honest. It's like easy. Just in and out, it's easy. But what I've noticed with like most of us is like, this thing of dreaming, guys, is the one actually that mess things up. Because we have big dreams or what, and then those things actually we lose ourselves while we're looking at the bigger picture, and we forget that the bigger picture is the one that need the smaller equipment actually to create like a bigger picture. Because it doesn't matter what you're building, but you have to understand that everything, if it's big, but there's a lot of component that actually made this whole thing. There's this piece, there's another piece, there's piece and 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 piece. I remember I used to, hey guys, some of the things I used to do, there was like one of the good things, and this year I just want to do them again. I used to trade every Friday. Hey, you wouldn't believe, guys, I used to withdraw like $20, and then I'll go and enjoy myself like with $20. and I'll spend it all. This is the money that I'll spend it all, despite like the profit I've made. But this one, I'll like withdraw it, and then we'll go to like any place, just buy something and just chew. But now I've realized like over some couple of months or a year, so uh we've been like working and do other things. So it's something that I want you guys to have like build a system, have a plan, not only goals, but have the way of achieving like those goals. We must have like small map. If it's a big city, then we need to have a map that gets us here. But while we're traveling here, guys, we need to celebrate. From this move to here, you celebrate. Going here, you celebrate. Going here, you celebrate. Going here, you celebrate. We avoiding what? You're avoiding the idea of reaching your goals, but still feeling happy. Because I something like that did happen somehow, whereby I'm reaching like a certain goal. But I just feel like this is what I've been like looking for and stuff. But I've noticed that no, the problem was I didn't enjoy this journey until maybe here. The whole idea was working too hard, not even going out, not even like there's just so many things that someone like stop. Maybe even going out would be just like few days and stuff. And then that was it. So now I just want to get here, you celebrate, get here, you celebrate, get here, you celebrate. So you will avoid stressing about this thing all the time. So celebrate the small wins. I think that would be a good thing to start with, like you say. I think that will be the psychological part of thing. And going back to the risking part, guys, the method we are using, there's no way at the minimum of 50%, you're going to obtain it if you're applying everything accordingly. So obviously we're going to develop, not really develop, but just to recap some of the things we've mentioned, like in the past. So now Lifono. Hey, I don't know what happened because I had like
Sorry, there. I was
sorry. Unmute yourself, man.
hello.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. You were saying?
Oh no, I thought you were speaking.
Oh no. I wasn't speaking. No, sorry.
Oh, okay, no problem, man. We'll talk then.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so going back to I think we will need to do the whole thing using especially I think this was a okay, guys. Let's go here. first thing first, now we are going to go step by step. I think this one, obviously, we're going to have a recording, we're going to have a video. So you'll have a pen and a paper. This is how we're going to start. Okay, so the most important thing here in this case is this one. Okay. We all know that every time the price break the high, we're expecting a pullback and then price like going further up. So that's like basic things in terms of like a structure. Every new low or every new high, we can expect another lower low. So when price break the structure, then this is what we normally like look at. So again, you might have something like this. New high, trace, new higher high, maybe new higher high. But this higher high now has been stopped by supply zone. So which means there's two things that we're waiting for price to come over here or pass, or sometimes bounce here, goes up, or sometimes doesn't hold, maybe just retrace a bit and go further up. So the idea will be this: if price retrace and break, you still measure this with this, like going further, like up. So this will be like, this is our A, B at the moment, and then we have C. But we can't really project D and say it's gonna go there, because the problem is this one at the moment, because this one can take back the price like and push it down. But after all, we know that if we are selling, we're normally looking for lows being taken. Like here, the highs, because we're looking to buy. Then here also, as you can see, these two, let me do this. Yeah, as you can see, these two candles actually, they haven't break any previous high of the month. But remember, we have what we call a weekly change. So weekly change is when price has been like going down, maybe like this. So let's say this is a monthly time frame. So as a monthly time frame, then when you switch to weekly, you find that there's a inside of a new candle that is developing here. You find out that the weekly we have one candle, and then the following week, this high has been taken out. So this is a weekly change, because here, not yet the monthly change, but this is a weekly change. And we also have a daily change, also H4 for our change. So here we can see that the price actually was struggling, breaking the lows. Obviously, on a weekly, we're going to see sort of a weekly change. And then from H4 and daily, then we start to see structure developing. I'm not sure whether like it makes sense. When the price goes down, the lows have been compromised. Even when it retraces, you'll see price hitting the highs, but closing with weak, struggling. Yes, sometimes it do like just break, but in most cases, you'll find out that the price actually struggling, just issuing this, and then soon we might see like price going down. Then we go on weekly. Then on weekly, as I've said again, we can see here that we had sort of a weekly change. This weekly change is coming from this one. And we know how to refine this one. We'll talk about it. And then from here, obviously, we'll be starting to look for as that like buying at least half of this, 50%, 61, sometimes 78. But the more it goes above 50, the better. Because selling above below 50, most of the time there's a lot of traps. That's why even when you're using a Fibonacci, I never really recommend the 80 unless if it's a monthly, but that would be a story for another day. But most of the time, if you put your fib from here to here, it's 100%, 0%. So the question will be like, where are you mostly likely to buy if someone is selling their product? 20% off, are you buying while you know you might have a 40%, a 50, a 60, 70, a 90? So which one would you go for? At least above this one. This will be a cheaper one. Why they cheap is because even if you're wrong, the stop loss is tight. But here it can be wrong so many times because you can get the stop loss here, maybe another one here, and then you think like, maybe it's no longer a sell. Maybe let me buy and then price that to go down. So going back to a weekly change, we saw a weekly change here. And then you can go on daily. Okay, we saw price starting to break the highs, going further up. So H4, as I've mentioned before, that H4 actually is the blueprint of all this time frame, because you can see here down from here, which like December 20 up until 14 January, price has been creating the lows, H4 lows, H4 lows, H4 lows, H4 lows. So something that you need to understand is like in terms of liquidity, because I've realized that other people are confused about this whole idea. So from here to here, we're expecting actually price to come at least to cover these spaces. So now when price doesn't come to this space, but continuing going up, you have to understand that some of the trade you're going to miss, some you're going to get them. But just know that here, it's part of liquidity, this one. Even if you take this one like going further up, because for me, it's also advisable to have your A, B, for an example. And then you might have your C here. And then your projection is D. Yeah, sometimes it works for people who are using Fibonacci. Sometimes it works for people who are using maybe harmonics. Someone was looking for this. Maybe someone was like looking for smart money, saying like price might come here. So what we have to understand with the market is that according to my understanding, I've noticed that this whole thing, I think the people who created this thing, like they started creating this thing first before they create the knowledge that is against what they've created. Then from there, then they put it to public. So that's why if you look at the market, everything works like in the market, like everything. Now we can put moving average and stuff. Everything like works in the market. So the whole idea isn't all about catching every trade, because if you have a problem with like wanting to catch every trade, then you're going to have a problem, Shani, because you'll use a certain strategy, will work sometimes, but there will be somewhere a loophole. and you'll change and use another one, then another one maybe might give you all this. For an example here, this setup is almost like this one. But remember, there are people actually who entered here, but look at this one. So you see here, those people who are using a Fibonacci here, they've enjoyed. If collectively they took 100 mil, it's fine. Then here, they gave back that 100 mil that they collected here, for an example. And again, the person actually who missed this one, will able to catch this one because the idea was support and resistance, liquidity here, and then price just come and use this order because that's what we normally trade. Sometimes will be this price leave without even touching this one. So you just need to understand this thing that not every trade you're going to like take them. So going back to H4, we saw like H4, 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 H4. And then the trade of the week that we shout out to who? Let me check. This call. I think someone posted. I think someone saw that liquidity. Oh. Nah, guys. When I'm saying someone, I'm talking about myself, guys. I don't think. I think like hi man. Guys, isn't anyone like who posted? No. Because when I check a GU, okay. So if you check like a GU channel, the price was here. The price was here. So if you look at the price went up, retrace. Actually here we were expecting maybe sort of price going down, but we saw the movement, how the price like approached this zone again. Then from there, we thought like, okay, because still there was this zone, actually there is this zone that we were expecting the market actually to start to drop from. Then what's that? Okay, so going back to, let me do this before we. So after you've noticed your monthly and weekly, then okay, I don't look much of daily because I use mostly like H4 because the same structure of H4 and data are more like similar. So I use like H4 in most cases. So with H4, this is what you're looking for with H4. H4, you're looking for a structure, break, and then going up. So that would be your H4. Then from your H4, the only thing that we're interested in, we want to see a retracement. Remember, we have our fib, the 100% and the 0. They call it like premium here, and then discount. So this is a discount I was talking about, that the more you buy things at the 70% off, that's a good like discount, maybe like 78, 88. So it goes back to the harmony pattern, because this one act as a SR liquidity. So in most cases, once you see price breaking the zone, just know might see this and then price taking off. So after a break of structure, you start to look for liquidity. So the liquidity mostly would like to see some reaction here. Not to say you'll always see liquidity, but because sometimes price can break like this and come straight and goes up. So that's what you're looking for, like with H4. Somehow you might find like price bouncing like this, sort of a liquidity. Then your last step will be this zone. What I want to see in most cases is like this, especially since this is H4. Then I'll go to 15 minutes. So this will be a two-way street, because 15 minutes or 5 minutes, I'm looking for accumulation, manipulation, distribution inside of this block, because we're going to have a big order like this one. Let's go back to this. This thing is too big, guys. This one is too big. So the question would be, you can, where's the pen? You can put your buy here and a stop loss here. Because all in all, if you can check how many pips here, it's like 37 pips. So that's too much. And then the target, yeah, this one was big, but you don't get this often. So the best thing, you can still lower your, okay, let me do this. So as you can see, like this thing like went deeper. Let's check H1. Just want to cut it until here, yeah. So if you check this one, so when I normally say last demand, guys, or last supply, this is what I mean. Let me show you something. Let me clear. As I've said, that you're going to have a supply zone, and then you see price doing this, price hitting this zone, and this is a demand. So this is a key demand that determines whether this supply is strong or not, because sometimes price will do this, goes up, or this one get taken out, then you know that now this one is done. So this is the last supply that determined whether the suppliers, the sellers are strong or the buyers are strong. So it's basically the last one that decides whether the continuation or the reversal. So we had the last demand here. This demand actually was supposed to determine whether this zone is strong or what, because we saw a spike there. Then we, at least it's a sign that now some people were taken out there. Then price came. And then if it break this one, then we know that, okay, this one was manipulation. And then we can have a change of structure and the other change of structure also. This will be a first change of structure, another change of structure when you're entering the market. So going back to, I want to check like 15 minutes. Okay, let's go to 5 minutes. So if you can check here, no one really knows where the market maker entered the market, but you can tell here that people are crying here because the market went up. So many people bought. Then here, stop hunting. So already I knew that around this candle, that's where the smart money entered the market. So I had this one as my refined entry. Sometimes the price won't go to a refined entry. But that will be your refined entry shot is it's not where you're going to risk much, but in most cases, that's where you're going to have like a low risk entry and also a better risk reward. Because sometimes the market tool can, okay, let me do this. And you see the market did bounce inside of this one, and then it started to go up. Okay, in this case, someone might ask, like, where is the liquidity? There's a lot of them. There's a lot of liquidity here. If you pay attention, you can see that there's also a trend line here. There's people who said like, that is a break, retest, buy here, stop loss here. We're going like up and look. So this is a trap. And after that, the price actually started to take like everything here. Sometimes we'll have the one like this, the price will do this and then hit. Sometimes price will do this and then come like this. So in this case, we had sort of a trend line one, not the support one. Then your last goal is here. Your last goal is here. This will be your last goal. So now if you check here, we have a low, high, low, high, low, high. Then at the last low, this is the last high. We're expecting price actually to break this one. But here it kept on going down again. So we had this. Okay, maybe you'll fall for this. Trying to buy long, your stop loss hit, and then press that to go up, you'll catch this one. But again, I just want to show you something, guys. But this one, everyone need to put the work, because what I've noticed with Wyckoff is like when you have a 1-5, a change of structure that didn't work, just know that the Wyckoff is coming. Because with me, I don't always like look for Wyckoff. I'm just like, because you'll have this, and then you have this, you have a break of structure here, and then you're waiting for this one to plays out. But price actually went further downside. And when you check this one, actually this spike I didn't look that much because this is a selling climax. It's part of this one. Let's see. We have an AR as an automatic rally. Now we have a test. And then we have this, and then price must break this one. Then you're going to have what? The test in phase B, because when the price complete this 4 move, you're moving to another phase. So this will be your phase 2. So now that's why when I'm saying, like, when it's come to Wyckoff, guys, if you're interested, you need to study it first, because it's not a strategy. It's something that you need to like understand sure what's happening in the market, because I've noticed that other people, or let me do this and do. I've noticed that other people will label this one as an ST, right? It's a test in phase B, and then this one will be a spring. So that's creaming. That's the problem with the people who don't want to study Wyckoff but just want to label. You need to get the books so you can understand what is the selling climax, why, and everything. So in this case, we have a test in phase B, and then, guys, this is a creek, right? So as long price keep on going down without like changing this the structure like properly, just know that these things are still like test. Because even if you go online, you find there's one test. These things are like test until this zone has been blown away. So as soon as the price keep on going down, just know that now this thing is no longer working. You need to start to reanalyze and look for another thing. So now I've noticed that we have a test. We had another one here. And then this one was a spring. So how do you know this is a spring? You can use 2 things. First, you can use a volume, can use a relate RSI. So with RSI, it's the same thing of the past, guys. Nothing changed with RSI. It's only a divergent. Once you see a divergent, just know that these moves are no longer like the real move. It's just like market maker trying to do their things. Because every time you are waiting for a change of structure like this, just know that this move, these 2 moves, mostly would be a divergent. Then this will be your entry. Not to say if you don't find a divergent, you can't enter, but the more there's a divergent, the better. It shows that there's just something going on like in the market. So already this thing was picking up, like going up. So even if you're doing your volume thing, you'll realize that the volume is starting to drop, like going down. So it's more similar, but the volume has more of information. There's also a book on that, but I don't use much of the volume. But I was just like trying to explain the entries here. So that there's 2 things that you're going to get. Your first entry, your first entry, it's normally this price taking liquidity, breaking the structure, leaving sort of a zone here, SC, sponsor candle, then price breaking here. Then in terms of liquidity, you don't have to worry much, because it's either we have one that is going like this, or we have one that will leave you like this, and then you think like the market is leaving, and then you'll have one that do like this, collecting all the support and resistance, bias and bias and bias and bias, and then before this. So the Wyckoff part of thing, it gets when it we clean. If you check Wyckoff is like this. So thing like this is liquidity fine. Price will do this, then will come. So you take your entry here, price will still drop. Then already, which means this was your PS, your SC, your AR, your ST. This is not always the case. Sometimes you can have market goes like this without even breaking this one. And this automatic, right? Then you'll have your ST. Then remember, this will be a structure, again, a structure. Then you're waiting for this, so you can buy spring. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if when it's come to Wyckoff, guys, it's something that might take long if you want to do it in the right way, because I've noticed that I'm also part of the people when I start seeing it. I try to label, but I've realized like, man, this thing is not all about labeling, it's about understanding, because there's a difference between just labeling and way confusing. Yeah, man. Some of the things is like some interest if people are interested to do it, but the change of structure also, it's something that is it's good, because you know that after liquidity you're going to have your entry. And that's what I've said like in the past, that the good thing about change of structure is that you're going to have your tight stop, maybe like a maximum of 10 pips, 5 pips. If it doesn't work, then you can catch the last one. So if the zone is the real zone, then just know that this one will work. And immediately when it breaks your first move, it will cover this loss. So you don't have to worry much about the about this whole thing, because now we'll be afraid of like taking this thing. So now, to make things simple, me, I only consider this thing when this one fade. I don't just like seeing this and say like, there's a Wyckoff that is coming. No. I only consider this if I see that, nah, man, this first break of structure didn't work. So the whole idea now, just stick on any type of liquidity here, and then like going you're like up. So the whole thing will be your monthly, your weekly, your structure, ABC. And then the other one would be like highs, monthly highs and lows. So obviously, if you see a monthly going inside of the demand, you can't wait the monthly to start breaking the highs. Obviously, weekly change will be a key inside of this one. If you see weekly change is slow, you can have your daily change. At least a daily change, it will give you a better change of structure to H4. And then H4, you know, it's your key to everything, then you'll be fine. So I'm not against the idea of a whole monthly zone, and then you want to use 1 minute to change the structure here. It's going to be a problem. So at least, since it's a bigger zone, we need like bigger changes before like everything. Any question?
Yes, I have one. So when price gets there to, let's say, the POI,
Yeah.
and we're now looking for the pattern, like we're looking for a break there, so the price comes down, and then we have an entry.
Yeah.
What is the difference between a break of structure and the change in character there? Because I think like I'm confused with that one.
Okay. when it's come to like those terms and stuff, I see different things, but at the end of the day, if the H4 is like this, and then we see a break here. So the question would be like, if you're calling this thing as a break of structure, which structure? This structure. So if you're saying this is a change of character, which character? This character. What kind of a character was this? Was a bearish character? I'm not sure it's English or what, but the character, we know that the character is someone who acting in a certain way. So this would be like a character. Then same thing. So to me, I think change of structure and a break of structure, it's sort of a same thing. Because even on a smaller time frame, as long as you have accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution, this is your POS. So I think a change of character doesn't matter which time frame is, but I've realized that other people might mention bigger things as like a break of structure, and then the smaller one for entries as like a chalk. So me, as long thing break the structure, which means it's changing the tune of the market. So as long as the tune has changed, then it means that I can take the trade on the other side. I'm not sure whether it makes sense.
No, I think you have answered me. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. The last part is because I'm pretty sure that there will be something that I'm leaving, but as soon as I remember, I will let you know. But I still have other videos. We'll see what we can do. Okay. Another part is this one, whereby the was that the sessions. As I've said before, that me, I don't trade the Asian session. I just trade the London and the US session only. But back then, when we used to swing, we didn't care about sessions. But now the importance of a session is that, so let's say price break the structure. This is a US session. And then we have our Asian session. Then we have our London session. So at the end of the day, so this will be our daily candle. Okay. Yeah. So this will be your in most cases, if you check London normally goes trying to grab some liquidity and also manipulate the price. But your goal actually is this one, because you know that there's a break of structure, there's an SC candle here. So you're just waiting for this one. And then you can have your divergent. Then you're good to go. So you don't have to like complicate this thing too much. Just like once you have your direction, because I've noticed that this whole liquidity thing and stuff, if the direction is not okay, then it's a problem because you're going to see liquidity everywhere. But if you maintain your your long-term structure, then you know that now this thing is going up. So you're not interested in anything maybe that goes above this thing without even touching your zone. Not interested in it. You don't want even to read too much onto this one. Your goal is to wait the market to tap inside your POI, then have a change of structure, then fix your entry and your risk management, then watch the trade like going further up. So now another thing I've noticed is like if this is H4, then price will do this, snatch this one, and then here, let's say what I'm throwing here is 15 minutes. So it's 15 minutes, you're going to have something like this, break, and then press, test, and leave. So this will be our 15 minutes. But here, because it'll be like inside of a POI, we have to note that in 1 minute, you're going to have something like this also going up. Oh, sorry. You're going to have something like this that goes down, also break, retest, goes up. So this will be this first move going up. This will be the one in 1 minute will be something like this, but 15 minutes are something like this. So if you entered here, then you want to break even here, you're going to have a problem because this 15 minutes time frame is going to come back and retest, and you're going to have your premium, your discount, and we know that we want to buy at this one. So when the price comes back almost to your entry, you find out that price sometimes can come to your entry and take you out of break even before price start to move. So that's why it's important, if you're using a 1 minute, at least wait for a couple of few highs, because if your entry is this one, if you see this one taking out, this one taking out, then you can have your break even. It's not easy for price like to come back unless if price actually has an SC and it didn't touch. Just know that there will be a liquidity here. Price definitely like come back. But if the price did tap inside of this and then you buy from here, then when it moves, it breaks here, then you wait price to come back, so it breaks the last structure, then you know that at least here, even if maybe coming back, you can still survive this one. But the break even early will give you a problem. Wait for 1 minute to give you everything, because here price will come back definitely. Yeah, guys, I wanted to, I think on Sunday, before we do analysis, we'll go through the this week charts, and then trying to use what we were talking about, like today. I just want you guys to take in the information, and then on Sunday we can analyze it properly. I think will make sense. So for now, like we can just like end it here, maybe like a couple of questions, and then from there we'll have a session on Sunday before we analyze. Then we're going to go back to this one, but we'll also analyze the market. We'll go to a previous charts and then the previous trades, and then we'll talk about the next week, the plan and the idea and everything. Yeah, man. So 15 minutes is it's not most ideal. No. 15 minutes is also okay. You can stick with 15 minutes if you don't want like a lot of things, because with 15, the good thing about 15 minutes is that it takes time, but the good thing about it, when your entry is like 15 minutes of stop loss here, you're more likely to survive. Not like M1, because M1 is just like a lot, it's a build-up. it's a build up with M1. So that's why if you're using M1, there's just a lot of things going on with M1. For an example, a 15 minutes or a 1 hour candle can be like this. But when you go to 15 minutes, you find out that the market has been doing this. Sorry. You find out that the market opened, went down, went up, came back, goes up, sideways, went up, came back, and then closed. So in all, this was the high of the candle, closing of the candle. This was a low, this was an opening. But look, so the 1 minute, there's just a lot of things going on here. There's just so many things going on with 1 minute. So you can still like use 5 minutes if you don't want to deal with a lot of things, and just put your stop loss here and just leave the market to do its thing. So in most cases, because the one who use 1 minute will enter here, you going to enter this one. Mostly the market is about to leave, definitely, because after a break of structure, it seems like they were trying to run away from these people so they can enter their position properly. So when you enter where they enter, then you're more likely that, okay, fine. But this one is more like teetering, like any other question? Again, make sure guys on Sunday, just write down the suggestion and other things, because some of the suggestion we're going to fix them, the idea of planning and everything, so we can keep the group active and stuff, so everyone will be like in a same boat. So I think like on Sunday we can like work around a few things. There's still people here.
Yeah, no, there's still people. I want to quickly ask a question, which is it's kind of like a trivial thing, but I think to me it's very important because we do see the POIs, and then we're looking for that change on smaller time frames.
Yeah.
So the one thing that I saw is that I think QB or something. The one that he had a great analysis this week. I'd have to go to the Discord to check. But the question is on that 5 minute change. Let's say we have a change on the 5 minute, and then we're waiting for price to come back down before we buy. On that order block, that small one, like in that zone, is it now a preference whether you want to enter at the open or the close or the high or the low of that candle that is created on the smaller time frame? I don't know if I'm making sense.
Can you repeat again?
Let me try. And so the thing is, let's say we have a break-in structure.
Can you let me see? Remote control. Let me give you.
Wait, I'm on my phone now because my thing.
You can't use your.
Let me try just get in with my laptop to annotate. I think that would be the better option. But
okay, try to explain
it. I can use my words to actually say. So yeah. So let's say we have. Oh, there we go. I found it. Sorry. So let's say we have a structure. Okay, let me just leave now because I was gonna go in with my laptop. So let's say that we have structure like this, and it comes, let's say it creates some form of liquidity, it comes down and it does that, right? So now we left with a POI here. Let's say this is 4 hour. Yeah. And so price will come down like that. So when it comes down like that, in that zone, what we are looking for is that we'll be looking for price to actually move like that, so that we actually have something like that, right? And entering here. So what I'm saying is that right here where we entering, in that candle, let's say that candle's like this, because the whole zone is like here. I'm asking
Yeah.
if people like, is it a preferential thing whether you enter here?
You're still there?
Yeah, no, I'm still here. Sorry. I'm asking if it is a preference for people to enter here or here or here or here,
Okay.
or in that zone. Is it just all right?
Okay. Yeah. So this is a good question, because if this is an H4, so normally what I like to see with this one, so let's say it's H4, right? So this thing will be like 50% equilibrium, and then we have a discount. So we have a premium, equilibrium, and then like a discount. Yeah? Then this is what's going to happen. So this is H4. So if it's H4, if it's tap in the beginning, I want a strong change of structure, which will be like at least 15 minutes. I can consider that, but I can't use 1 minute in the beginning because it's too early. So at least if it's H4, have 15 minute change of structure like here. But the more it goes deeper, the lesser time frame you can use, because it gets cheaper, which means the last change of structure, it might work, because the more it goes deeper, the better. So which means in the beginning, since you don't trust it, you need a concrete data that we can work with. So with the 15 minutes change of structure, then we'll be good. Because the minute it taps, sometimes you can tap with a spike and just goes like this. But if it's 15 minutes, and then it might work. But with the 1 minute in the beginning here, it's a problem. I've noticed that you might have a change of structure in 1 minute, and then price start to come back again and give you another change of structure 1 minute. So you'll find a lot of like change of structure. So the best thing is like in the beginning of H4, you can use like 15 minutes. The more it gets deeper, then you can start like locate your M5.
Okay, no.
Yeah,
I
same.
think you
same.
fully answered my question.
Yeah, same with the monthly. So you'll find that the monthly is too big. So there's no way you can trying to test the this whole demand zone of a monthly with a small 1 minute change of structure. This thing is too big. It's like maybe 200 pips zone. So at least, but if it's monthly and then you have a daily that's bouncy break of structure, we have something to work on. Even if it didn't go half of this, we have something to work on. So it should mean like monthly, at least a daily change of structure. And then if it's H4, at least 15 change of structure. I think I should, yeah, not I'll write them down. At least, even if maybe let's say you have an H1 or 15 minutes zone. Obviously, 5 minutes and 1 minute they will work out because it's too small. Find out there's you're dealing with a 15 minutes, 50 pip range. Here we're dealing with a 200 pip range. So you need more of pips to really convince you that this is a change of structure. It's not like this one. This one, yes, you can just jump into 1 minute. Even like a 5 minute zone, obviously, it needs like that 1 minute time frame change of structure. So the bigger the zone, especially when it doesn't goes deeper with the 50%, which is equilibrium, or the discount one. Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Good question. Yeah, it was a good question actually, because any other, because we are closing. Then I'll see you on Sunday. Hey, people. Hey, guys are so quiet, man. What's happening?
We are here.
I sure remember back in the days at school, like, hey, when they ask questions, it used to be quite like this.
We still defrosting.
Yeah.
We still defrosting, Mr. Bafana. When I
Yeah,
come back.
yeah,
Yes.
okay, man. No problem, guys. Sunday it is.
We're gonna be here Sunday, Mr. Bafana. We're gonna be
Yeah,
present.
I'll wait for the link, and then as soon as I get it, then I'll post it like today, because it takes like 15 minutes, I think.
All right, Mr. Bafana. No, thank you,
Oh.
Mr. Bafana. Yeah, no, yeah, thank you.
Okay, sure. No, guys, I will rest. Rest anyway. We'll talk.
Okay, mate. Cheers.
Hola.
Sure, man.
Thank you,
Sure.
man. Everyone have a nice weekend until Sunday.
Yeah, man. Enjoy yours too.
Yeah, be safe.
Hey, yeah.